In studio, he is the bookmaker who took over 19,000 bets from Shohei Ohtani's former interpreter, Ippei Mitsuhara, who is currently in prison for his part in it. And Matt, I said as we went to break that on October 3rd, your life is going to change, but you have taken that and you have moved up sentencing your date with the judge to when?
11 days from now, August 29th. There's really no reason for me to stand around and not be able to move forward in my life.
Gotcha.
I used to make a lot of money, obviously, and I no longer do. So I need to move on and get to the next level and make sure I can keep my home, my kids in their schools, and try to provide as a father. That's my job. So
I understand.
That's the hard part is, starting over at 50 without a license. I can't go get a federal, being a felon, I no longer get a government license. I used to sell commodities. I can't go be a mortgage broker. I can't. There's so many limitations I have now.
Sure.
So, with that being said, I mean, I have a plan, I have a vision, but I need to start moving on it.
You're guilty of running an illegal gambling business, money laundering, and subscribing to a false tax return. What do your legal representatives say this is probably what you're facing as far as incarceration?
My sentencing guidelines are 3 to 4 years.
Okay.
But because I First Step Act, never been arrested, never been in trouble in my life, it's looking somewhere around maybe 15 months.
Did they say, hey, any of the money you've made from this, we need it now? Or was the money all gone by that time? Or I'm just curious.
Well, there's really no we need it now. It's we're taking it now.
Oh, okay.
So, yeah.
I was giving them the benefit of the doubt, but
yeah.
understand. Yeah.
So they snatched every dollar in my house that day. Gold bars, casino chips, jewelry, all my wife's handbags.
Oh.
Everything was taken. Obviously, any electronic devices, that was all taken as well. But fortunately, they've given back the handbags and the jewelry because unlike less than 1% of the people in my position, I've already paid all of my restitution before I've even seen the judge.
Okay.
Just a little under 1.7 million.
Wow.
As far as you doing interviews like this, and you've been very public since everything has gone down, and you get closer to the day you're going to be sentenced.
Right.
You talked about your wife and you talked about your kids and how when you and I spoke, the word accountability is a big reason why you've come forward.
For sure. I think it's important that people realize that everyone makes mistakes, and the ones who try to hide it under a rock and don't own it. I mean, I really want to show my children that they're going to make mistakes. Maybe, I pray, never to this level. But when they do, I want them to run into the fire as opposed to curling in a ball and being depressed and trying to make excuses and trying to, point the finger elsewhere. Because at the end of the day, I ran a legal business. I was in the gray area. I knew it. And this day could come. I've told them that from day one. So it was a surprise, but it wasn't. And now it's what I do afterwards that matters most. And, again, I mean, I could have chose so many different careers. I was a commodity broker. I made a lot of money. So, I do feel that I have to own that I chose an easier path. And yeah, it was great financially, but now I'm dealing with the wrath of it. Yeah. And I'd rather teach people the lesson of don't go for the easy buck, because the easy buck is where you end up in my shoes. And it's great while I'm on private jets and doing things that a lot of people haven't, but this isn't so great, I mean, I feel great about it now because I'm owning it and I'm giving back and actually teaching people learn from this mistake and own it. But being accountable just sets you free anyway. I feel great every day. I mean, I wake up and I'm still going through this turmoil and there's a lot of anxiety, but at least I know who I am. I can look in the mirror. I feel good about myself, and the mistakes I made doesn't define me.
Matt, was there any sense of relief when you were finally arrested? Because I can imagine, even though you're a successful illegal bookmaker, you're probably always looking behind, over your shoulder like a disgruntled client or something like that.
For
so
sure.
Was it one of those things where, fine, you got me, thank God I can sleep at night?
At the time, I didn't think that, but now, looking back, it's the best thing that ever happened to me.
Okay.
My wife and I are we had a great relationship already, but I would say we're the closest we've ever been. I've been 100 times more present with my friends and family, especially my children. And I think I got a little bit high on the hog, so to speak. So
you're living that life.
Yeah, and I have an ego, so I tend to
your transparency.
Hey, it's the truth. When I'm driving in a $500,000 Rolls Royce, it definitely made me feel a little bigger than I am. But that humbling experience has made me appreciate, when I do have something. We go to Hawaii, like we went to Hawaii, I don't know, 4 months ago, and it's like, I used to do that every 2 weeks, stuff like that, right? Yeah. But when I put my feet in the sand, it was like, this is amazing, and owning and just appreciating life and every day. I mean, even your health, like I'm so, I see people that have cancer now, and I'm like, holy Toledo, like I never really resonate with that because my life was just easy and everything seemed so easy. But now I look at somebody who's going through that, and that's 10 times worse than what I'm dealing with. So it's like, things could always be worse. And if you can, put yourself in that position. My wife and I spent a day and a half in a Bohemian prison, which is in my book, Recalibrate, the story of it. And that was a moment where I felt beyond helpless, being locked up abroad. And I won't bore you with the whole story because it's in the book and it's really exciting. But that moment taught me so much about mindset and being strong and being able to get through anything. Because when you have no control and you don't know what to do, you really got to dig deep.
The kids. Obviously, in any situation where the parent is doing something illegal, anything like that, there will always be collateral damage.
Absolutely.
What's the age range of your children right now?
It's wild. 4 decades, they're spread apart.
Okay.
4, 15, 22, 26, and 30.
Okay, so the older kids obviously had an idea what Dad was doing.
Yeah.
Maybe.
All of them but my 4-year-old, really.
But the 4-year-old, okay. Yeah. And unfortunately, it's probably going to be hardest on the 4-year-old because...
It's actually the 14-year-old.
The 14.
Yeah,
okay, I'm assuming
she's about to turn 15. She's just started high school. She's really struggling the most.
Okay.
Because Dad, are you going to be at my volleyball games? She's obviously hormonal, is going through a lot, and then
kids saying things.
It's also embarrassing, for her. She's a girl. I think if she was a boy, it would be a little easier because it's kind of more cool.
Yeah.
That your dad's the bookmaker for the Shohei case. For a girl, I think it's more embarrassing.
Have the kids on the playground? I mean,
a little bit initially.
Is she facing that, or
not
any
too
of the
bad?
Kids facing it in their daily lives?
No, I mean it's they've all had to deal with it a little bit, but I think they're just more concerned of losing my presence.
Gotcha.
For a period of time, which that's the hardest part.
Well, do you know where you're going? I mean,
I don't yet. I would hope that it would be like Lompoc, so a place where they could come see me.
Central Coast?
Yeah, the Bureau of Prisons decides that, not even the judge.
Right.
Will you and Ipe be in the same location, or will that be?
He's in Pennsylvania.
Oh, he is?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Cool.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and he's there, from my understanding, because the minute he's done with his sentence, he'll be deported.
Okay.
Yeah, and I guess that's a easier one to deport from or something like that.
So I don't even know if you can answer this, but if you can, and what does your gut feeling tell you about Shohei?
My gut feeling is he definitely did not ever gamble, for sure.
Do you think he knew? I mean, it seems to me it would be very difficult to have somebody taking that much money out of your bank account with absolutely no idea.
I'm
just wondering what your gut tells you.
It's a great question. I have answered this the same, and I always will. The only two people that really know the truth is Shohei and Ipe. I think I'm the third closest to the truth, and I believe that Shohei Ohtani definitely knew that Ipe was gambling. To what level and how much, those are the part that are in question. If I'm on a professional baseball player and my translator's betting, who cares? Let him gamble, whatever.
Right.
If they're really close, which they were, and I lent him some money to help him out and he got in a jam, that's also, no big deal. I don't know if he knew the amounts, and maybe being that he doesn't speak English, and he clearly had access to his bank, which you have record of him calling and acting as him.
Yeah.
I do believe there was probably some mischievous areas there of maybe dipping in the hand in the pot. But as a gambler, I can tell you that there's been many times where I've done that with my friends. For example, I'll be in Vegas, the guy goes to sleep, and I lost $1 million and I have no more money, and I'm literally jonesing to continue to gamble. And my friend, he has 200,000 in chips he left with me. I don't even ask. I just dive into it, knowing I'm going to pay him back. But in Ipe's situation, it's easy to do that and then think you're going to win it back, and then 1 million becomes 2, and now 2 is like, holy crap, I can't even make 2 million.
Yeah.
I got to win this back. I don't want to go tell Shohei I just borrowed $2 million or stole, however you want to phrase it. It's stealing, but they're friends. And then that turns into 4, and then 8, and here we are. I could see that happening. And I know that sounds crazy to the world, but the world, if you don't gamble, especially at that level, or have a problem.
You're desperate, and you do have access to that money.
Will you make us a promise and come back once you're done with your
course.
incarceration? Because
Love
I'd love to find out about that and how your life is taking shape. And thank you
Absolutely.
so much for coming on the show today.
Thanks for having me, guys. Yeah, appreciate it.
Thank
All
you.
right, ESPN just purchased the Red Zone from the NFL. Is it ESPN just trying to stay relevant, and how your NFL viewing habits have changed because of the Red Zone? We're going to discuss next as Offside Sports rolls on right after this.